TV legend Regis Philbin has died at 88 years old. His family says he passed away Friday night from natural causes. Philbin had been working in Hollywood since the 1950s as an actor and talk show host. Starting in 1988, he worked alongside Kathie Lee Gifford as the co-host of Live with Regis and Kathie Lee. He went on to host the show later with Kelly Ripa and left the franchise after 23 years. Philbin also became the face of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire for 3 years. Kevin Frazier joins me now for more. He's the co-host of Entertainment Tonight. Kevin, talk to us a little bit more about what made Philbin such an icon on the television scene.
You know, he really was the ultimate host. It feels like whenever you saw Regis, he had the shirt, the tie, the jacket. He was ready to go at any moment, but he also could slip in and out of genres so easily. Let's not forget that Regis had everything from a show on Fox Sports to hosting the Miss America pageant to the first host of America's Got Talent. And we forget about how just versatile he was. And he had a career that spanned, starting in local TV that spanned decades. And that's the thing that made him great. He had the ability to adjust with the times, and he was always, it just seemed like if there was a big show, Regis was there to host it.
Absolutely, such an icon. We know that he was known for the Live franchise and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You mentioned some of the other shows that he hosted, but what are some of the other big achievements of his decades-long career?
From hosting the daytime Emmy Awards to, as I said, Miss America pageant, America's Got Talent, because we forget about that first season of America's Got Talent when Regis was there. And I love that he crossed over to the sports world. He had a show later in his career on Fox Sports because he was such a huge sports fan. And when you talk about Regis, you can't talk about Regis without talking about his love for Notre Dame. He was Mr. Notre Dame. And through the 80s, 90s, and even into the 2000s, if there was a big game, especially in South Bend, you could expect to look on the TV and see Regis there. But he was just so good, especially when he first hooked up with Kathie Lee Gifford, and America got a taste of that versatility as the two would interview anybody from all walks of life and talk about any kind of situation. He was able to bob and weave and go in and out and then turn around in the afternoon and go and say, Who wants to be a millionaire? He was really the consummate professional.
His passion and his interest in his interview subjects was always so palpable, and it just showed he loved his job, and he was so good at it. How is Hollywood reacting to the news of his death?
Well, you have to understand that he was connected to so many people. I'm just going to give you a couple of the reactions, like Jimmy Kimmel, who said Regis was a great broadcaster, a good friend, and a tremendous amount of fun. And he's right. He was a tremendous amount of fun. Hoda Kotb, we are heartbroken. We will miss you, Regis. Bob Saget, what a loss. The wonderful Regis Philbin. Met him in 1985 when I was on the Rodney Dangerfield Young Comedian Special. It's all these people who had such great connection, because when you met Regis, even though he's this huge icon, he was so steeped in television and movies and the entertainment industry and the sports world that he knew almost everybody. So Regis would shout you out and say hello. I had a chance to spend an afternoon with him when he first launched his show on Fox Sports. And literally, we spent the day talking about the Mets and Notre Dame and great places to eat. Because that's just the guy he was. Katie Couric also giving a shout out. I'm so sad to hear this news. Beloved television host Regis Philbin died on July 24th, sending love and strength to his family and friends, and she hashtagged it rest in peace. He truly was kind of a connection between the old and the new.
Yes, so many stories and tributes I'm seeing pour in, especially over Twitter. Kevin, what kind of legacy do you think Regis will leave on the television and entertainment industry?
He will always be considered royalty and class. And if you want to know what a host looks like, it was Regis Philbin. And whether it was with Kelly or whether it was Kathie Lee or it was solo at A Millionaire or anywhere, Regis was that classy guy who could relate to everyone. And I think that his legacy will be as one of the greatest hosts ever to stand in front of a television camera. He will not be forgotten. And also, let's not forget that he started out as Joey Bishop's kind of foil. He was there, and so he cut his teeth in that live area, and that's why he was so good throughout his career, because he grew up in that kind of genre.
He will be sorely missed. Kevin Frazier, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.